Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Hope you guys are doing good, feeling well. Hit that thumbs up, and let's be sure to go over the disclaimer before we jump into it. Remember, guys, that trading is risky. A lot of people are having a hard time. Take it slow. Utilize small cash accounts, small size simulators. Remember, my results are not typical. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you first. All right, let's jump into it. As you guys can see here, I'm down $1,000 today. Bit of a choppy day today. Just had a hard time gaining any traction on any of the stocks. And we're seeing this trend continue of our leading gappers just selling off by the time it's the open. All the hot momentum coming in the pre-market. And by the time 9:30 gets here, all these strong, beautiful uptrend patterns turn into disaster. And we're on the backside. So of course, I was hoping we could break out of this consolidation and perhaps get a move to new highs, maybe up there at like $6.50, $7, but that was not the case. So I ended up chopping around, and I got caught trying to buy some of the pullbacks, but instead of getting in at the super overextended low, I was more so hoping for the hold and then continuation. So buying in areas like this, hoping we could then eventually curl back up. But we were in fact pulling all the way back down. So I was stopping out. I ended up getting stopped out a couple times. Red 966. Tried this 3-4 times in this zone. Got caught. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to buy the extended lows. I do. And then the stock just keeps going lower. Oh man, classic in that situation, right? But anyhow, that was SONN, one of our leading stocks today, man. Super good pre-market move, but into the open, just not so much. So moving on, in the loss column, we also had ASST, which is a sub $1 stock. Man, had some trouble here. Pre-market highs initially at 82 cents coming into the open. This one did pull back off of highs, so I was hoping we would see a little bit more of a stronger movement. And this one was pretty decent in terms of candlestick, but price action is where it was a little difficult. So lows of the move ended up being 60 cents, highs were at 90, and it pulled back around 10:30 a.m. is where we really started to push, and it gave us a price halt. Sadly, it's one of those moves where it just like teleported up. And from here, we were hoping for continuation. It didn't continue. I think I was red 400 at the time and then added to the deficit over here. On the way up earlier, I think we had some trades. But, this thing of getting those higher fills, man. Getting those higher fills in this area here is what really got to the best of us. Sometimes, if you get caught, you kind of have to take that loss and just be quick about it. Try to manage the risk as best as you can. So yeah, sometimes it's just not what we would want in terms of the liquidity, the volume, the float. And so this one wasn't as suitable as I would have loved. ASST. So that's already $1,600 in losses. LDTC, another stock that I'm a little disappointed in here because this one, we had a few uptrends, right? I mean, again, if we do look at the pre-market though, you can see it was way more clean in terms of just a beautiful move, right? Look at that, just 500%. So this one in particular, I knew there might be a chance that this does nothing but sell off. And you can see into the open, I guess we didn't really sell off, but more so just sideways. If we just look at the chart moving forward with this white line, it's kind of like a flat line. But we did have a few areas where it showed some life, and we thought maybe this thing might just, maybe do 1,000% because we've seen that before, or at least $2, $2.50, let's say. So initial chop, there's a bit of a red to green. It gets halted up at 162. It resumes higher 185, resumes at 170, pushes to 185. I don't believe I did well in this area. So this is around 9:53 a.m. Let's just go to video. Either I didn't trade it or I just didn't do well. So 9:53 a.m. So I lost 290 here. I think let's just take a look. So we were halted at 62. 162. Let's mute this. There's 72, well, 70 resumption, 71, 72 is what I saw. Instant push 78 almost, 80. Yeah, you know, this in this situation, there's just no entry. So it looks like I'm gonna maybe try for a dip and it just keeps dipping. Oh, okay, let's see. Yeah, just brutal. 72, and there's 67 on the bids. Destruction. Not much you can do there. But I missed the trade. Like that's me kind of like chasing it a little bit, I feel like. Ideally, we need an early pullback, or at least a stutter, hesitation, something, anything. A little bit of a swipe down, but I missed the move. Tried buying, I bought backside. And then over here, so I kind of chopped around, lost a little. And then recently, a little bit more recently, we halted up here. I'm like, I got a little excited. I was watching. I didn't make anything sadly here though. It was a little tricky in the way how it went up. I'm like, yes, here we go. We can get a surprise afternoon stock, and this thing can maybe keep going up to $2. Resumed and opened up lower. I did try to buy down here. It stuttered a little bit, hesitated. I stopped out, it pushed up, but it wasn't super smooth. But it did try and continued and, chopped around and got halted up again. And I'm like, okay, this is the time. And then even worse of a resumption here. And this thing just sold off. LDTC again, and just, another stock where it's just pre-market rule. The pre-market rule today. We need pre-market to be slow and nothing happening, and the open to be hot. As you guys know, I'm a bit of a pre-market hater. I think I'll be here earlier for pre-market tomorrow. That's LDTC. These losses are like super small. And then the other winner, UOKA, cheaper stock. I got a really big trade on this one. So we had an uptrend. We had a nice uptrend here from 22 to 26. Pulled back. A bit of a consolidation. As usual, you guys know the consolidations. Are we going to go down? Or are we going to go up? Right? And in this case, we went up. So I was able to get in here. Was watching the lows, was watching the highs. The 1 minute candle to make the new high. We got to 27, another quick pullback, and then it's pushed up to 32. Somewhere in this area, I bought a dip, and then a big, massive bid came in like 2 cents above my order. That ended up being like the biggest trade of the day for me on this one. But from there, backside, I did try buying the dip here. It sold off too much, and that was the day. That was pretty much it. Slow day. A little choppy. We're hoping we can see some stronger momentum early. I think I have to use smaller size. I'm sizing up too soon. Just, a little too eager to be aggressive and do well. So I think smaller size for longer, and then only increasing when something really is like proven itself. So, it's a little tough because sometimes when a stock is strong, you sacrifice early gains and you're not as aggressive as you would like to be early, but sometimes that's what you got to do to avoid the drawdown, because we were at 2K, we brought it back to being red 200, and then here we are down 1K, right? It's like if we never went red 2K, maybe we could have gotten green 1500, 1800, or whatever. Let's say 1500, and we give back half of that. We end the day up $700. So like that's the other side of like not going red. Is at least you're walking away with a couple $100 in your pocket. So I think that's the one adjustment I can make for tomorrow. So hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out the links down below. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out. Quick 10-minute recap.